Hello and welcome to Is Sassy Surviving to Thriving for You, Part 1. I'm going to begin with a moment to pause and encourage you to think about someone in your life, past or present, who has inspired you, even if in the smallest of ways. Was it by a comment they made or an action they took? Chances are the same individual may have no idea the impact they've made on you because they were probably just being themselves, and most likely, it was their authenticity or their genuineness as a person that led to this moment of inspiration for you. It has been my experience, and it is now my belief that in order to make a difference in the world, whether with the people we interact with on a daily basis, with people in our local communities, or even with those within and outside of our national borders, we can have the biggest impact just by being our true selves. Whether we are aware of it or not, our actions impact those around us, which sets into motion reactions that return to us. It makes sense then that in order to raise our quality of what we attract to our own lives, we must begin with ourselves. I decided to offer this introductory webinar in order to give you an opportunity to see if the Sassy Surviving to Thriving process would be beneficial to you in making desired changes in your life when trying to move out of survival mode and into the mode of thriving. Many believe that surviving is strictly about major life traumas. However, surviving can also be about everyday life situations and struggles that impact our quality of daily living and the relationships most important to us. That said, let's start with answering the first set of two sets of questions. The first being questions about how you view the quality of your life as it is currently. Are you feeling frustrated or stuck in some way? Are you barely surviving an area of your life? Are you knowing you have more potential than your actions are showing? Are you no longer satisfied with the status quo of what is? Are you yearning for more, wanting to find your purpose? Or are you wanting to help someone else who feels this way about their life? Now let's look at the second set of questions to determine what it is that you are willing to do in order to move from surviving to thriving. Are you willing to be open to looking at other ways of thinking? Are you willing to be open to perceiving events from a different perspective than maybe you have in the past? Are you willing to live consciously in order to be aware of signs that are actually guiding you to your next steps? Are you willing to take control of moving out of your comfort zone of what you normally do when given the tools, guidance, and support? And finally, are you willing to allow yourself to thrive by striving to make your yearnings your reality? Based on the answers to the questions posted in the last two slides, you may now be getting a bit more clear about whether or not the Sassy Surviving to Thriving process is actually for you. The Sassy Surviving to Thriving 7-step process allows you to assess where you've been and how you've been a part of creating your life as it currently is. It allows your unique qualities and values while giving guidance toward making conscious decisions that help direct your life toward the level of thriving you desire. Before you make a final decision about whether or not the Sassy Surviving to Thriving process is for you, I'd encourage you to view Is Sassy Surviving to Thriving for You, Part 2, which will show not only how beneficial the process can be, but also just how simplistic it is to use. Thank you for joining me for Part 1.